Greetings. In this video, we are going to look at the Varna system, which is misinterpreted as a discriminative caste system, and what the Vedas actually declare about this societal system. Now, the four Varnas, the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras, find reference in a compilation of mantras which we refer to as the Purusha Suktam. This is a very important portion of the Vedas which is highly revered by the Vaishnavites, and this Suktam finds place in all shakhas, the all branches of all the Vedas that we have today. So, of course, with slight differences in the verses and recitation, but nevertheless, the Suktam in its essence is found in all the Vedas. So, a particular group of verses which come at the part of this Suktam actually describes each group, societal group, and their relation to the cosmic person. Now, in the Purusha Suktam, the absolute consciousness is meditated upon as a person, a cosmic person, the Purusha. So, the Purusha is the very functioning society which constitutes individuals who then form families, which then form society. So, taking from the very reference, the verse goes as Brahmano mukhamasit bahurajanyah kritaha uru tadasya yad vaishyaha padbhyakum shodro ajayata. So, the first one, Brahmano mukhamasit. So, here it states the Brahmana represents the mouth of the cosmic person. Now, why do they say so? See, the Brahmanas were those who had their dharma to learn and teach the Vedas. Now, as we know, the Vedas are sound knowledge. They are recited and passed down generations after generations as how the original rishis heard them as sounds. So, the main tool through which the Vedas were spread was through the mouth, the mukham. This is why the Brahmanas represent the mouth of the cosmic person. Next, Bahurajanyah Kritaha. This would put the Kshatriyas, the kings who were the Kshatriyas, represent the Purusha's arms, Bahu. Now, this representation simply denotes that they were the supporting power who protected the kingdoms and ensured a smooth ruling system. The arm very well symbolizes strength. Now, that is why we have the name Bahubali. Bahu. It literally means to express the strength of the arms is an equivalent to warriorhood. Next, Uru Tadasya Yad Vaishyaha. Now, this verse refers to the businessman, the Vaishya, who represent the thighs of the Purusha. Now, Vedic business people worked on commerce with their thighs as their foundation. You can still find vintage pictures on this, where we find traditional businessmen who carried out their finance work calculation on their thighs, right? The economic work was done by placing the money or notes on their thighs. This is how the work was done. Therefore, they represent the thigh of the Purusha. Finally, Padbhyakum Shodro Ajayata. The Shudra, the laborers, represent the feet of the cosmic person. Now, the laborers are the very working force who ensure productivity in the society. Now, Vedic laborers were fully dependent on their lower limbs when it comes to work. For example, when they are working in the paddy field, therefore, the symbolism as the feet of the very Purusha, right? So these are not to be taken in a discriminatory manner, because in no verse of the Purusha Suktam does it give a hierarchy to these groups, right? It just speaks of the dharma of different people, and it is not based on a birthright or anything, right? It just represents how advanced the Vedic civilization was, in which we created a very solid system for the functioning of a society, right? And in a way, it determines that when each person does his dharma properly, the Purusha is complete, right? See, the Purusha, when we refer to the Purusha as a person, he would be incomplete if any one of this Varna system was lacking in its stability. A Purusha would not be able to stand without a feet, nor sustain a complete form without the arms, thighs, or the mouth. So, all these groups have to work together to ensure unity, and this is what the cosmic Purusha represents. When all groups work together, they are all bound to enlightenment, because they are all doing their dharma, and the whole society represents Godhood. Everyone lives in the state of enlightenment. Now, to quote another example, Vedic rituals in the ancient days involved all Varnas. Now, let us take a look at a yajna, which is highly revered in the Vedas themselves. Now, when a yajna is happening, all four groups, all four Varnas actually take part, and it was not the Brahmanas alone who conducted the entire ceremony. For example, during the Ramayana, sage Vishwamitra conducted the yajna as a Brahmana. Now, and Sri Rama, who was divine incarnate himself, he was an avatar, and he conducted as a Kshatriya who guarded the Yagashala, right? Protected the entire perimeter in which the Vedic ceremonies were done. And the Vaishyas, the businessmen, they funded the yaga, they funded the yajna, and the Shudras helped with the manpower in setting up the place, in setting up the necessary items, necessary tools required for the yajna. So all four groups work together even for a Vedic ritual. And we can see that this was in no way discriminatory, because the very avatar himself conducted himself as a Kshatriya, right? And as per the Purusha Suktam, it denotes as to how each one of us are part of the society, which is the very representation of the Purusha, the cosmic person. Now, the opening verse of the Purusha Suktam itself starts with a very interesting verse, in which it says, Sahasrashirsha Purushaha, right? So the Purusha who has 1,000 heads, Sahasra Shirsha, 1,000 heads. So this is actually denoting the infinite heads of the Purusha. Every head was his. So every individual of the society is the very manifestation of the Purusha. Every head is his, and therefore to say that the Purusha has infinite heads, right? So it is a very beautiful sukta in which we can meditate upon the societal structure, the way the nature conducts itself, the way a society conducts itself, and how if everyone works and does his own dharma, the very society, the very planet will be the representation of the very Purusha, the very representation of the absolute consciousness, the very representation of Brahman.